What is up, guys? Wraec is here with a new video, and today we're going to take a look at hero treasures. More specifically, we're going to take a look at the hero treasures for Wukong. Wukong, of course, one of the most well-beloved heroes in the game, one of the strongest heroes in the game, and now got even stronger because DH Games released hero treasures for him in kind of an unexpected move, where they now released two series of hero treasures for all the heroes, for Wraec and Wukong specifically. We first got the hero treasures for Basilisk, which was a new hero directly released with his Weaponry of Valor series that you can see right here, the Weaponry of Valor 6. And we thought this might be the case that they are now going to release all new heroes with that, which still might be true. But now they went ahead and even released some for the older heroes. You can see Weaponry of Valor 1 and 5 here. We're still missing 2, 3, and 4. So we kind of have to see when those are actually going to arrive. There is some critique about those treasures. We're going to go over this towards the end of the video. I kind of want to rather show you the Wukong effects first. Interestingly enough, Wukong, one of the first heroes now to get those treasures. One of the strongest heroes in the game, and at the same time, one of the heroes that also gets those treasures. From the effects, those always work the same. We have the first, the pink one, being for the active skills, and then we have 3 orange ones for each of the passive skills usually, which does include the basic attack as well, so those all get an added effect. And for Wukong we got some very interesting ones. We have first of all the active skill, and I would rather show you this with gameplay, honestly. The problem is there is nothing to see. Those don't have visual effects, so if I don't explain you what's actually happening and what to look for, sadly, I don't think it makes much sense to go into combat with it. So starting off, when releasing active skill, if self is under Immortal Soul status, increase self-control immunity by 6%, and if self is under Universal Imitation status, we increase all damage dealt, and if self is under both status, additionally inflicts 600 attack Divine Retribution on all enemies. So what usually happens with Wukong is if you run him with an energy artifact, which you should, then he will be under both statuses at the start of the fight. So should get the control immunity and the all damage dealt right at the beginning, and then attack with Divine Retribution. And kind of sucks, I really want to test it, but all damage dealt doesn't have a symbol, and control immunity is displayed too far to the right. He gets too many buffs at the beginning of the fight, so only 4 of those are displayed. Control immunities, somehow never one of them. So I assume that both of these effects are triggered, and then the Divine Retribution. Divine Retribution, however, is insane. That is an absolutely insane stat, because we can kind of check out the explanation of this. For this, we want to head over to, where is he? There he is. Yom Tomb. And Yom Tomb has Divine Retribution. This effect does not land a crit, and its damage is fixed, which cannot be reduced or increased by attributes or skill effects. So this will be an X amount of attack, and it doesn't matter whether your enemy is like super tanky, has capped out all damage reduction, has capped out armor, has capped out anything. This will just deal damage to them, and usually this ends up being quite insane. We can see his Destructive Strike over here has 2000% of Divine Retribution. So this is like a conditional attack. It's something where you kind of need to take your time a little bit and build everything up, and then you can do the Destructive Strike, and then it will do an insane amount of damage and will be 2000%. And we also have some right over here where we have a 1600% attack Divine Retribution. Now comes Wukong, who basically gets this added to with the treasures. So he has all of his original kits still, keep this in mind, he has all of his original kits still, but what he got added was just this treasure, and this treasure starts with 600 attack Divine Retribution, but we can upgrade it, obviously. So this has 5 levels. Once again, you need 1 treasure each to upgrade from one level to another, as we can see later on in the video, where we're actually going to go to level 3 on this treasure. Starts off with 600% Divine Retribution. The other stats do increase as well. It's not quite that insane. Then we go to 900. Then we go to 1200. Then we go to 1500. And this is already the level of like the Divine Power, the Destiny attack from Yom Tomb on like Destiny rank 6, which is insane. And then we can go to 2000% Divine Retribution added on his active skill, which is absolute madness. Like, this one is insane. This can one-shot an enemy from like full life if you have enough attack. This can go through Unbending Will, if I remember correctly. This will bypass any kind of defense that you have, and it's just activated when he does his active skill. Isn't that a madness? He has to be under both statuses, so, but that is easy to achieve at the beginning of the fight. So basically you take your first active skill, throw it at the enemy, get this insane amount of divine retribution, and just absolutely nuke them. So this is a huge nuke at the beginning of the fight, and honestly, yeah, it's already insane. It's already insane. So we just looked at the first treasure, and it's already insane. Second one, basic attack gets also divine retribution added, and reduces all damage dealt and control immunity. Okay, not too bad. Targets with fragile. I mean, we take it. I guess the reduction of all damage dealt and control immunity, that can't be bad. There's no chance this is bad. It will get even more good actually later on in the skills. Fully upgraded 1000% divine retribution and reduce all damage dealt by 12 and control immunity by another 12%. So this is actually, I think, pretty insane. It's probably the best basic attack we now have in the game with this 1000% divine retribution, because that's going to hit like a truck. The base treasure itself is like, yeah, a little bit meh, but we take the 1000% divine retribution definitely. Then we have this, and this is actually also insane. When entering Immortal Soul status, 100% chance to deal damage to enemies whose HP is higher than 50% by 4% of max HP, caps at 1500% of attacker's attack. And this is kind of sad, because throughout the upgrade stages we can see this increases 12% of max HP, but the cap doesn't. So this is a little bit of an unfortunate situation where the damage of this is rather limited. But we reduce the damage reduction, so this is cool. To reduce damage reduction, always good, will allow us to deal more damage. And then we have the universal mutation status. 100% chance to deal damage to enemies is lower than 50% by 6% of lost HP and reduce their speed. We do have both status at the start of the fight, but obviously the last part doesn't trigger as the enemies are not below 50% HP commonly. But we do extra damage with the first part. And we will see that the damage reduction is applied to the enemies. In fact, let's check this out right now. We have this team over here, nothing fancy, but I want you to keep an eye out on the enemy bars. There we can see there is the damage reduction. The red symbol is applied to all enemies. We get the wonderful stun over here. Actually do hit the enemy with our active skill that now does more damage. Then we get chase attacks, which will be important in a second, because for our last remaining orange node, there will be quite a special one. I can definitely tell you that. Hitting the enemy quite a lot, and those chase attacks and counters and everything, those will be way more important. Keep an eye out. There was a petrified enemy over there. This Finn, I think, is still petrified. It's kind of hard to tell with this. With all of the stuff that is on that guy. It's a little bit insane. But yeah, that is also something I really want to tell you. Everything that we have in those treasures is added up on top of all the existing stuff that we have on the hero. It's not replacing anything. It's just on top of all the existing stuff. So this makes it even more OP. So damage reduction, we can kind of melt away with that. So that is absolutely gorgeous to have this on this hero, as it becomes more prominent in on some bosses already too. So makes him a bit more viable there. And then we have this. When self is under Immortal Soul status, for every 3 counterattacks launched, 40% chance to inflict Petrify on 2 random enemies for 2 rounds. So the counterattacks, just when the enemy attacks us, when self is under Immortal Soul status, which, as I said at the beginning of the fight, we are under both statuses, and this commonly works in most fights. So we have these Petrify here as an extra CC. And then as under Universe Imitation status, for every 3 chase attacks launched, 50% chance to inflict Immortal Binding Rope on 2 enemies with the lowest HP respectively, so it gets easier to kill them. Basically, when they take a control effect, which, I mean, we now inflict a ton of control effects, they will take 500% of the inflictor's attack damage and the energy is reduced. So this is already insane. More ways for us to reduce energy. I personally, this last part, okay, cool. Little bit of energy reduction. The Petrify part is the interesting one. The Petrify part is really interesting one. Again, let's check out the max for this. 80% chance to inflict Petrify on 2 random enemies, so we get doubled the chance to actually inflict it. 80% is also the chance that we have to stun. I would reckon, honestly, you could still very much so run control precision on this guy and get a lot of profit out of it, especially if you have like an S tier rolling control precision. Well, could be really nice. Could be really nice, unless you have it in your train anyway, then it doesn't matter. 100% chance to inflict Immortal Binding Rope on 2 random enemies with the lowest HP. And when the owner takes control effect, they will take 2000% of the inflictor's attack and energy is reduced by 35, which is insane. Like the Immortal Binding Rope at the beginning, I'm like, it's not enough damage, but like later, 2000% of attack, that is actually a nuke. And then we have those two. So those are honestly quite good. Those are honestly quite good. I had an interesting fight against one guy, against the Kame. I had an interesting fight. Maybe we can replicate that a little bit with the Wukong. It is is honestly quite disgusting how much damage is in those treasures that he has right there, with the basic tech, with the control immunity reductions, with the damage reductions. This is so much more that I honestly kind of thought like, well, how would you run that here? You would run that probably with like a DGN. A DGN together with him, that could be really naughty, I think. That could be really naughty, just putting out all of those damage reduction debuffs, all of the control immunity debuffs, putting that together. I think this could be honestly really good. So makes it a little bit more viable. We can kind of speed this up here a little bit. I will go to speed 2. Let's see what happens if we get like an active skill. This guy defeated my entire team the last time and then was faced with only Wukong, which I thought was kind of interesting. That's kind of cute. We won't see too much CC over here. And also keep in mind, my Wukong does not have a Star Soul right now. So it does not have a Star Soul. It is way... Ooh. Did we just get heal nuked? Did we just get healing cursed? No! My demonstration! I think we got healing cursed. That is so insane. We're actually going to lose that then. Because we don't have another damage dealer. I actually took them all out. Star Alchemist Thomas Young, maybe? It's not going to do it right. And he will probably defeat my PTE with healing curses as well. We can get the CC. Can we get the CC? Okay, I think we kind of have to upgrade our lineup now a little bit. It was a little bit wonky the first fight. This team is not good, doesn't have the right artifacts and anything. Of course, we don't have a Star Soul. I was hoping we could kind of replicate it for a little bit more. Maybe we just go straight to the upgrades and try it again then. Could be a little bit more interesting. Though my two priests over there certainly tanking this rather well. I'm saying it while they are dying. Everything going well here. So let's go and get an upgrade. So we want to upgrade this to number 3. Obviously the way to do this would be to go through the Sacred Workshop and improve there. And to do that, we have to get to 400 points. If we get to 500 points, we get those chests here, which is basically every time you spend 100 USD, it's the full set. And here we can get the Basilisk treasures as well if we wanted to. We want to go for Wukong. What's worth it in this event? Really for us, not a whole lot, I reckon. I doubt that those are even worth this contract story. So we kind of have to check out. There are the packs this time. They didn't make them really cool. So we have to go to the cool events. Do we have like double in there? No, sadly not. Treasure Train is really not too great. So that's a bit of the problem with such events. When they make like the smaller events into pseudo big events where you have Awakening Session, where you have Sacred Workshop, where you have Superior Soul Boost now happening. I just don't have really good packs. You have this one, but this includes like a lot of stuff that's just not worth it for me. So what we are just going to do now is we probably are just going to go and get ourselves some Treasure Train packages, even though I hate those. Let's get those. Oh, they didn't make the countdown there. That's interesting. Okay. At least we get to have a little bit of an opening there. And this basically just lifted us up here, got us to 500 points. Also should actually give us the ×9 multiplier over here and a ton of extra Starlight Melody loot. So that's not too bad. We definitely take that. Festival Treasures 2025. I maxed the one that I wanted to max. I'm just going to go for another pink chest here. We're going to use that later. And then we are probably going to take another 2 Origin Artifact chests, which is going to be the best for us. Just quickly claiming the loot here. And then we can do collect all. So you can see the difference from the last video to now. Got an extra 50 coins actually as well. Okay, kind of mad. Let's get ourselves now the upgrades. Got some Moonlight gift rewards here. Also some tickets. Can open those as well in this video. Let's do this towards the end. Towards the end of the video, we do some Monster tickets. So that should be cool. Then we have this Weaponry of Valor selection chest. We go for Wukong. My god, this is horrible. Now I have all those different chests in there. If those chests fill up a little bit more, this is going to lead to misclicks, I think. At least you can long click on it. So, I guess. But it doesn't say the hero, doesn't it? Oh, no, I didn't check. Does it say the hero? I mean, for this one you see it. It says Weaponry of Valor Series 5. It should say Wukong. Wukong series, Weaponry of Valor Wukong series. I think this would be better. Just so you always see it. Because for this one it's clear, but for other ones, Kind of tough. Kind of tough, I think. Like, I wouldn't know this is Vesa. I wouldn't think about that. So, yeah. Bit annoying. Let's get our upgrade now. This is too... Ooh! Okay, I didn't know that. That is crazy. I thought it was 1 treasure per upgrade. That is insane! It is not 1 treasure per upgrade. It goes by the regular rules of upgrading. So with we got 2 treasures right now. Keep that in mind. We didn't get to level 3. Those go by the regular upgrades. This is impossible. Okay, I have a little bit of a meltdown now, but I'm like, I think I'm allowed to do that. That is so disgusting. Because the thing is, I thought it would be like 5 pink treasures for 5-star, like they do on for example, the Legacy Flame stuff, where you basically every single treasure brings you to the next level. But this follows the regular rules for treasure train, for the pink stuff and everything. So this basically means, I don't know, you need like 14 of those or something like that. Which is insane. Which is definitely, absolutely insane. I don't really see this work. Granted, given how many we can get right now. Like, it is not a regular series or something. I don't think this really works, DH Games. Like, it definitely doesn't. I was expecting to get 3-star, honestly, on this. I thought this would take me to 3-star, not to 2-star plus 3. Which is really worthless, I think. I'm a bit shocked, guys. I'm a bit shocked. Let's try again. Maybe we can at least win the fight now. Maybe maybe it did this. Our team sucks, but it's intentional. We really want to make Wukong shine. So we get like a little bit of damage on the enemy already. He has snow arts, so we got energy drained, which sucks a little bit. Chase attacks, okay. I want to see the active skill. Definitely want to see the active skill. I want to get them. Oh, we should run Vesa, honestly. Okay, the BQA cleared away the bloody healing curse. Otherwise, this could have been really, really bad. Still a little bit low life. Chase attacks hitting good though. Ooh, chase attacks really cleaning out. Let's see. Afterwards, we should attack. Okay, active skill is definitely big. Like all the chase attacks, we still got hit into Unbending Will though. It's tough to see the difference now. I actually planned for 1-star to 3-star, so that would have been a bigger difference than 1-star to 2-star, obviously. But I guess it brings a learning experience. We could say it like that. It at least brings us a learning experience. So of course against Snowheart we kind of fall out of the modes a little, but we should have still both, because we still have the flower on our feet and we have the giant statue behind us, so this should actually mean that we are still in both modes. Okay, SSM, perceptual disorder maybe. Okay, we got the perceptual disorder, this is good. I want to see another active skill. Okay, we got rid of enemy Wukong. I think the next active skill is going to clear them out. Ooh, but like the counterattacks. The counterattacks are so mean that we have a freeze. Okay. And then the active skill clearing it out. Yeah, it's definitely a ton of damage. Considering we were using like no Star Soul on him. Imagine we went for something like Spectre. Spectre is not bad for this guy, by the way. Not because you don't need the energy artifact then, but because it's more difficult to drain you back to lower energy with Snow Hearts. So I think the damage that he does, like at the beginning of the fight, that is a whole lot better. Can we fight the Tiamo? Lex? Hasn't set the lineup. Lex, you're disappointing me. No feature for you in this video. Tiamo. Let's destroy Tiamo in the video. Ah, yes, the TVB. TVB's bad. I don't really want to fight TV. What did... We somehow still do a ton of damage to him. Just kind of funny. We got a bunch of control immunity, but it doesn't help you against TBB because it's so... That's insane. How much damage did he... This guy never attacked. This guy, like, never attacked. He was CC'd the entire time. I don't think he even did the counterattack. So this is, like, purely the damage that happens to his passive skills just by entering modes. So, but he didn't do the highest damage there. I think this was still, like, a pretty decent demonstration for that purpose. So, do I like those treasures? I really do. For him, it's insane. It's really insane. The Divine Retribution on the active skill, that can really hit through the Unbending Will, can really hit through the defenses of an enemy, will make him super deadly, honestly. The chase stuff with the extra CC, where is it actually? There. This one, really, really good. Definitely love it. This on higher upgrade, and then maybe with like some control position on the unit, really, really nice. I think this could really work out, could really be like pretty great. The question, of course, is then, what do you really run with him? I think you can still go with Nova, of course, if you don't want to remove Spectre over. Anything really works for him. He's like pretty flexible on that. You just want to add some attack to this guy, make him a little bit more nasty with that. I really like to run Holy Armor. I have like a pretty defensive build on him. But if you want to run some extra CC, that is probably very much so possible. We can try this with damage, by the way. Let's try that out. I think that could be really, really cool. We got the speed attack there. Let's make like a damage build. Higher current HP. I don't know. Okay, we could do that. For the higher current HP. Got the damage over there. Let's try that out. Let's try Bossanak first. With the higher damage. Okay, like the first hit, I mean, it depends on the enemy HP. And is capped. So that's a bit of a problem. But like extra attack, go away. No! We can still chase attack though. So that still works. You just can't act the skill. That's a ton of damage. Yeah, that's mad. Okay, and let's try Kane again. He should now drain actually more energy from us. It should actually be quite bad. Then we get 4 snow huts targeting us now. That's horrible. That's actually horrible. At least this guy doesn't have a TBB. Oh, the counter-attack damage. My god. Or chase attack damage, I should say. Most of us is chase attack damage. Chase attack damage is so naughty. That's like actually insane. Okay. Yeah. I get energy drained all the time. That's like really bad. I hate fighting against the snow arts. And then I mean it's another point for the basic attack, I guess. Now having like divine retribution and everything. Certainly good if you get energy drained all the time. Then at least you have the basic attack to deal a ton of divine retribution and defeat the enemy. Yeah, but those hits now really hurt. Can we get an active skill now? Would be kind of nice. Okay. Oof. Even the enemy Wukong still managing to hit me into Unbending Will. I don't know if this guy even had like high stats. I didn't check how much power yet. I just looked at the heroes and thought, okay, maybe we can make an interesting fight happen here. He definitely has a chance to defeat the Wukong. We don't really get to do the Petrify here because our only source of CC is really in the BQA and him, so we have very limited CC, and obviously then the LERM is kind of taking it away. But like in a 1v1 situation, we should have a chance to really get this on the enemy. And then of course only every 3 chase attacks, I think it is. The chase attacks are hitting so hard now. Yeah, look at that. They're hitting so hard now. He has like full setup with all of the star swords, so probably has a fair bit less stats than me. So let's check this out. Yeah, it's a lot less stats, but good team, definitely. So do I recommend the Wukong ones? That's bloody rip-off, guys. It's a bloody ripoff. I tell you that. I would have been more fine with it if it was like, get 5 treasures and you have it maxed. Like, okay. If it was like the Legacy Fire ones, but that this works like normal treasures, that's a madness. It's really good. And it will be really good if you have it on 5-star. Definitely. Will be insane. Does he need it? No. You don't really need it. But it's really good. It's like just putting on a hero like Wukong that is already like overloaded with like all of the mechanics that it has, with like crazy abilities. You put a little bit more, and they kind of made it so that little more is really, really good. So I think, yeah, it's kind of worth it. If you can get it. I think most people can't even get it. It's so stupidly designed that it just is for people that spend, and they have to spend on events that are only like semi worth it. I don't know, guys. Like maxing it is almost out of the question for anybody right now, because it just the sources aren't there to max anything. So I don't really understand like the design idea. Imagine how long you would have to focus on like a singular hero right now to really max it out. You would have to do events like this, and probably like 3-4 events. You need like half a year to even max out one hero. And in that time they release like 10 more. So I don't know. And you can't save up chests. It's another thing. So you have to hope that some of those series sucks to even max this out. So I don't really understand it. Yeah, another question, and that is kind of what I said at the beginning where we talked about like the critique towards that system, was about like me initially saying, oh, let's go. Okay, we are kind of lucky, I take it. Was me initially saying that the Basilisk treasures were fine because they just provided damage, and it wasn't that needed. It wasn't that needed. It's now no longer really the case. Like for Vesa especially, you have ones that are really mechanically interesting and enable builds. Like especially the Vesa one, this pink one enables builds. And this is a different story. This is really an entirely different story, because now we have to talk about, like, can a free-to-play even get this? And the answer is really no, because to get like the first series, only like the first series that was in there, not Wukong and Vesa both, I think it was just Vesa, and only 1 treasure each, you would have to do like 100 awakenings. Which free-to-play regularly does like 100 awakenings? I mean, you could save up to do that, but it's like really not a free-to-play thing to do. So I would have expected them, okay, we were really lucky and we got this one too. Okay, maybe we get to see maxed out monster in this video. Didn't really plan for it, but I think we just wrote enough. That's great. So I don't really understand the design philosophy. It has been under-communicated quite a lot. They haven't really explained to us how to get them otherwise. So far right now, it seems we have to get them to Sacred Workshop, which is way too expensive. Like, way too expensive. It's like crazy expensive. And I don't really see the point in it all right now. It's a little bit weird. +7, so no maxed up monster. But we get to upgrade this one. That's actually cool. That's for, not even for the apparition. That's for the other one. But yeah, okay, for the Phoenix. I mean, we take it. I don't know. I don't really understand at all, guys, at the moment. It's a little bit weird for me. You guys can tell me your opinion about it down in the comments, about the monster treasures. It's really, for me, just confusing. And overall, I just wish they would talk a little bit about it. But we all know they never do. So we just have to live with what is there now and kind of hope at one point that they are going to release some form of like explanation or some game mode that explains it for them, where we can then see what really is the point of it and how we can get those treasures like in the long term. But anyway, we'll do a review about the Vesa treasures as well. And with that, I would end the video. Wish you guys a great day. I'll see us in the next one.